Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm off to a late start this morning, but the reason I'm off to a late start is because I'm not just showing you one card today, I am showing you three cards today. And I was trying to figure things out in my little brain. I tend to get overwhelmed a little bit, so that's why I kind of like to show you one thing at a time because that's the way my brain operates. And today I just love this fold so much that I made a bunch of samples with it, and I want to show you how to make it because I don't want to leave you in doubt on how to make these cute little cards. So I'm going to keep my preamble short this morning and jump right in and share with you the cards for today, and hopefully we can get through all of them, and I'll share all my little tips and tricks to make these cute little easel note cards. All right, so here they are, and my customers might recognize this little gem that I created for our thank you cards for January orders. And this is a cute little easel note card. So it will come in the mail flat like this, and then it pops up like this. I'm going to show you an easy way to make these easel note cards, plus my way where I have the cutout in the back. Because I really like the cutout piece, but for some of you that might just be too much work, and I want to share with you how you can make like just a simpler version of this easel note card. So it just folds flat like that, and then it tucks in like that. And this is with the Turtle and Friends bundle. Then with the Hello Ladybug bundle, I made this one. I think this is really cute. I'm going to show you how to make this little ladybug. This ladybug uses the Ladybug Builder punch, and this is how the punch comes, but you can also create this little guy like that without the wings spread. So I want to share with you how to do that. And then I want to share with you how to turn that little ladybug into a little bumblebee. And it's got little vellum embossed wings and a cute little stinger, and I'm going to show you how to do this one as well. Then I'm not going to go into great detail with these little boxes because these are actually a pre-made box, and they are using, if I can find the boxes, they are made using the sweet little boxes, and these are in our Jan to June mini catalog, and these are great for quick little 3Ds. So you can make little boxes up just by using some more paper, the punch shapes, and so it's not really rocket science because you just fold those together. I'll show you how to fold the box together so you can see how easy it is. And then on the inside you can just put whatever candy you want. So I will share with you how to do that. So let's get started. I'm going to share with you how I made all of these. Let me pop these little guys aside. Okay, so Turtle and Friends bundle. Just want to share with you. It looks like this. That's one way to make the card. You'll also need the layering circle dies. Now these guys are currently unavailable. They will be available again mid-February. So if you don't already have these, put these on your wish list for February because then you'll be able to get them then. They are, I guess, very popular right now as circles are. So you could make this card with a different shape as well. This one is just made with circles. Okay, so then the other bundle is the Hello Ladybug bundle. And remember, when you buy the stamp set and the punch together, you will save 10%. Same with the Turtle and Friends bundle. And this Hello Ladybug is the bundle that you'll also need to make the Bumblebee card. All right, let me put these aside. I am using a few other peripheral supplies, so you can decide if you need those or if you can grab things from your existing collection to make them. All right, so first let's make the easy easel card. And so I'm using these basic white note cards and envelopes, and they come already pre-cut and pre-scored. The reason I suggest getting these over just cutting note cards yourself is because the envelopes come perfectly match with this. So, and you'll get 20 note cards and envelopes when you do that. So that's kind of cool. If you want to make your own note card size, if you don't want to buy those and you want to make your own envelopes, you can start off with a piece of cardstock that measures 7 inches by 5 inches and then score in half at the 3.5 inch mark. If you have the note cards, just pull out one because it's going to come exactly the size with a score mark in the middle. And then all you're going to do is take your card, put the 7-inch side up at the top. Let me straighten this out for you. And then you're going to score at the 5.25 inch mark. All right. So basically you're scoring one of the sides of the card in half. All right. So then all you need to do is fold along the score line. Let me grab a bone folder. Put this out of the way for a second. So you're going to fold it in half, and then this front half also gets folded in half. All right, this is the easy way to make the easel card. Then you're going to cut yourself a circle or whatever shape you want, and you'll glue your paper across here, and then you'll glue your circle right on here. And you can just position it wherever you want. So that's the easy way to make the easel note card. You won't have this cutout section here in the back then. It's going to be completely flat. But I want to show you also how to do the cutout section because I think it's kind of cool. I don't know why, but it is. So for me, this is how I would create that cutout section in the back. So here are my instructions. I will be sending out a project sheet for all of these, and if you want to get my project sheet, please make sure you subscribe to my email list, and the link will be down below in the description of the video. Okay, and it will have written instructions and some photos to help you create this project. Okay, so we are going to use the second largest circle in the Layering Circles collection, and it's the smooth circles we're talking about. I want to make sure I know where the halfway mark is on my circle because it's going to help me with positioning. If you're a detail freak like me, this will help you a lot with your positioning. If you don't care so much about the details, do my easy version of the easel card and don't worry about this. So I'm going to cut first a circle using just regular computer paper. So I ran this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, cut myself a computer paper circle, and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'll just piece it into my circle right here. And that is how I got my little marks for, I took a Sharpie and then I marked up my circle. So I knew exactly where the half point is. So it's going to make lining up a little bit easier. Okay, so that's step number one. I made about 50 of these cards. So when you make 50 of something, you want to have a way so that you don't have to like measure each time. And that's why I have this. Otherwise, you could eyeball to your heart's content and not really worry because you could take your time. So then what I did was I cut myself a template piece, and this piece measures 5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. What I did on the 1 3/4 inch side, I cut it a 1/16 of an inch shorter, just so it's just a little bit shorter because I want it to be about halfway up, and this is about 1 3/4 is halfway. But where I put my pencil mark, I want it to be at the 1 3/4 inch mark, so I made it just a little bit shorter, so my pencil mark would be right along that 1 3/4 inch line. So then I just line this piece up, and I made myself a little mark 1 1/4 inches in on both sides. Okay, so you can see those two little black marks. They're 1 1/4 inches in. And so then what I'll do, and this is what I did with each of my 50 note cards I made, I just put a little pencil mark here and a little pencil mark here. Okay, so now I did that with all 50 of my note cards. So now when I run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm not gonna have to guess where to put anything. All right, so let me pull this out. All right, here are my plates, and just so you know, I've got my base platform, which is number 1, thin die adapter number 2, I've got a cutting plate number 3, and then I'm going to grab my note card, and it does matter which way you put it in, so you're going to want to put it in so that the dots, you see right there, those are going to go through first. That side will go through first. Then you're going to take your little circle and you're going to place it down in here. Now, remember I said you could eyeball things? Yeah, you could totally eyeball everything I just did. You don't need the template. This circle just needs to be centered on this piece. And if you're really good at eyeballing, you could not have to put in Sharpie marks on your circle or pencil marks. So you could just leave everything as is and not worry about it, just eyeball it. But I've got my circle right here. You can see the little pencil line right underneath that Sharpie mark on the circle. So for me, because I want everything to be exact, I've got those there. And then I'm just lining that up again because I shifted it. Oh, and you can take a little piece of Post-it note, or you can take some of this labeling cover-up tape. And I'm just going to put that down. I'll just put it right over top of my circle. So now it's going to stay in place. Then I'm going to take this edge of my cutting plate and I'm going to put it right along the Sharpie mark of my circle right here, or halfway on the circle if you're eyeballing it. Okay, so we're not cutting the whole circle, we're just cutting half. So now I'm going to feed this through until it catches on my machine, and it might kick back just a little bit. So if you want to, just put it a little bit over the line. Okay, and then go ahead and cut it. Okay, so it actually did kick back a little bit. So, but we can fix that. Actually, it did cut all the way to my pencil mark, so that's pretty good. If it doesn't cut all the way to the pencil mark, I'll show you what to do in just a second. So now we're going to take our Simply Scored, and we're going to score at the 5 1/4 inch mark. Make sure your circle that you cut is on this side, not on this side. And then we're going to score down to the pencil mark at the 5 1/4 inch mark. Score down. And then right here at the pencil mark, I want you to kind of feel where the groove is and then score down from there. So we're not scoring this section in between right there. All right, so if your pencil mark or your circle die did not cut all the way down, you can just come in here with your snips and just cut down to the score line. It might be close enough here. Yeah, it's kind of close enough. Then you're just going to fold right there. And then fold in half right here. Okay, so that is how I made the card base, and now it's just all about the decorating. So let's decorate up the turtle one first. So we've got the turtle and we've got the shell, and I used Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and now I'm going to use Evening Evergreen ink. These two colors, normally I wouldn't put it together, but of all my green inks, this was the nicest dark green ink, and actually it made the turtle look really well. So I know you might question my choice, but it works really well. So what I want to do first is stamp the shell first. I found that stamping the shell first made my life so much easier for centering. So stamp my little shell first. Oh shoot, I had this upside down. I think I need to actually move this in a little bit from the edge. Okay, let's do this once more. All right, and then I'm going to bring this one in. Stamp, stamp, stamp. And now if you stand up, you can hover over top and fit that shell into the body. I find it's easier to do it this way than the other way around. And there we go. We've got our little turtle stamped. We can put the green away. And then I'm going to grab my turtle punch and just center this guy in the punch and then punch down. If you have trouble punching with a punch like this, lay it flat on your work surface and then use the heel, both heels of your hand to punch down, and that will make it a little easier for you to punch. I just punched it in the air so you could see it better. Okay, so there is my little turtle, and then I'm going to take my chalk marker and I'm going to go right around the pupil of the turtle eye and make it a little white. And then I'll do his little toenails a little white as well, just to make him pop a little bit more. Then we're going to need a piece of paper. I'm using the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, and it's got a lot of hearts on one side, but it's got neutral patterns on the other side. So just choose a pattern you like, and this one measures 5 inches by 1 1/4 inches. And we can just place that on here. And just glue this on here. For my thank you cards, I used a variety of papers. So if you're one of my customers, you may have gotten a different paper than the one I'm using right now. Then you can take one of the circles. Actually, this is a circle. Don't just take one of the circles. You're going to need to cut yourself a circle using the exact same size circle I used, the one with the little Sharpies on it, for cutting this. And we're going to add the turtle onto here. Before I glue him on though, I want to stamp some hearts. These little hearts are in the Turtle Friends stamp set. So I'll just take my turtle, put him down about there, and then I want to stamp the little hearts kind of right above his head like that, or her head. Could be a her, I'm not sure. And then I'll just glue this little guy to here. And then I'll glue this to here. All right, so then we just need to stamp something and create a little point in here for this little piece to tuck into. So I'm going to stamp "You are turtly loved," which I love this greeting. I'm going to use some more of this Highland Heather ink, and I'm just going to stamp that right down here like that. And I took a heart from this die set right here that we have. It's the Sweetheart Dies, part of a bundle we have right now. Where is it? It's called the Sweet Conversations bundle. And I just cut myself a heart, and then I'll use a dimensional and just place it on the back. And then it will go like that. And that is basically all there is to creating this super cute little Turtle and Friends thing. So if you want this to sit a little better, and when this goes through the mail, it's going to flatten out too, just make the crease a little better. And then when you tuck it, it's going to actually tuck a lot nicer. And here's one that I made with a different paper in the same bundle. So both of them are really cute. And I love the way the purple plays with the green. I think that kind of makes for a nice little alternate Valentine's, or just a pick-me-up sort of card. You are turtly loved. All right, so that's the turtle card, and let's do this little ladybug card now. So I've already cut myself another card base earlier, and I want to, well, I need to cut myself, didn't cut myself one of these circles, so we'll need to do that. Let me find my paper. Hopefully that will fit. Yeah, it will. Try and cut some things in advance earlier, but sometimes I forget. So I'm just going to cut myself a circle for that front of the card. And this is some more of that paper out of the Sweet Talk paper, but I'm using the neutral side. I thought this would be kind of a cool, it's like a blushing bride color, watercolor wash almost. Nice thing for the little ladybug to sit on. All right. Okay, so gathering the pieces, I've got another piece of the Sweet Talk paper, and this one measures 5 inches by 1¼ inches, and this one had this pattern on the back side, but I thought this one would look better with the ladybug. And now we need to create our ladybugs. So we need 2. So let me grab my Ladybug Builder Punch, open it up, and we need 2 bodies because we're making 2 ladybugs. So here's one, and here is 2. All right. So the first ladybug will need some red wings. So I'm going to just punch some red wings right there. And then we need a little body for this one right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same one that I used to punch the black bug shape, but I'm going to feed it in. I just have a strip here. I'm going to feed it in. I'll show you in just a second how I'm feeding it in. I'm punching and I'm omitting the head. Okay, so then I'll just punch that. And what I'll do is I'm going to take my scissors with this one, and I'm going to cut in probably about 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch just opposite this flat line right here. Okay, and then that's going to be my centering line, and then I'm just going to go out a little bit in a like a little V on either side of that cut line and make myself a little separation, and that's going to act like the wings of the ladybug if they were closed up. And now I want to take these little polka dots and I'm going to stamp them onto my little ladybug piece. Now I'll give you a little tip that I found, and you don't necessarily have to do this, but I found that if I use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, this is a linen pad, and it doesn't ink up, how would I put it? Our firm foam pads ink up, they have kind of a smoother surface, and the cardstock, the color cardstock we have, has a bit of a rougher surface as well. So when you stamp on Tuxedo Black, you can kind of see it's pretty good, but it doesn't have complete and utter coverage. So if you have a dark ink like Night of Navy, you can use it instead, and hopefully you'll get better coverage. So I'm going to share with you how I did that. So I'm using Night of Navy here, and I'm just going to hover over top of the wings and stamp down. And I think it just gives you just a little bit better coverage, and you can't tell that it's Night of Navy. So then I want to do this little one right here. So I'm going to just put this on a scrap piece of paper. Going to use Night of Navy again, and I'm going to just use half of the polka dots like that, and then again on this side just using half of the polka dots like that. So you'll still get your little polka dots, but you're going to have to do a little bit different than you did with this one. All right, so but if you want, you can use your Memento. All right, so let's start building our little ladybugs. We'll need some Tombow. And we're going to put these on here. Isn't he cute? And then this one, I'm just going to put a little bit right up at the top because that's going to be the contact point. You don't want to put Tombow all the way down the sides because that's not where the little ladybug body is. All right. Okay, and to make the ladybugs, oh, you know, I need eyes on my little ladybugs. So I'm going to bring in some pearl jewels. And my Stampin' Blends. This is my dark basic black, and you may have seen this on a previous video, but I dropped my basic black on the floor really hard, and now when I open it, these two pieces come out separate. They're still good though, so I just wanted to share that with you. You can just pull out your tip and feed it back on there. I will get a new one eventually, but since it's still good, it was my fault that I kind of dropped it and kind of broke the seal there. So I'm just going to use my bullet tip and some basic pearl jewels and just do a little dot on the top. You can see I already did some. These are going to be my little ladybug and bee eyes. And then I'm going to add these little eyes to my creation. Come here. And now they look a little bit more animated. I don't know about you, but I think my ladybugs look better with eyes. And this is a quick and easy way to make some little eyes. All right, so aren't these little guys look really cute now? Now that they can see. All right, so then let's just go ahead and assemble this. We want to add this to here, and we're going to put on here a little hello. This time I will use the Memento ink because for a line thing, Memento ink is just fine. So I think I'll just put this right here. That's going to be a little hello. And then for the inside right here, just want to kind of position my ladybug right here so I know where to stamp my stamp. And I'm going to use this little stamp, and this one is from the Special Moments stamp set. And this stamp set you can earn free with a $100 order during celebration, which lasts until the end of February 2022. And I just think this is just a really nice little greeting. It says, just a card to say you're amazing. And then I'll just ink this up. And let's just see, it needs to be right about here. Okay. All right, so now we can just glue all of these pieces together. First, we need this strip right here. And this is just going to come across here. Just adhere that. And then next, I want to put this circle on here. And just make sure your hello is horizontal. And then we're going to grab some dimensionals. And we'll do this little ladybug here first. Just one dimensional I think will work just well. Put ladybug over here. And then this one we'll put like this. And because the antenna are a little bit flimsier, that's why I have the body of the ladybug facing this way so that I don't damage my little guys. And I just think this one is just so adorable, right? With the two different ladybugs. I just love how you can just change up that ladybug just a little bit using the same supplies. And now you've got two different looks for your ladybug, right? And isn't that cute? And it's going to mail really well too. Okay, so last but not least, I want to share with you how I created my little bumblebee. And you know, my team's called the Bee Stampers. So I had to make a little bumblebee, and I saw this, and I immediately, as soon as I saw the ladybug, hello ladybug bundle, I instantly knew that it would also make a bumblebee. But I'll show you how I made mine. So we'll need our card base. We'll need this little piece of paper, and I want to tell you where I got that one from. It is from the Sunshine and Rainbows paper, and this paper is also a celebration freebie when you spend $50 until the end of February. So you know, you can choose if you're placing a larger order. If you're placing a larger order of $150, then you can get both of these. This one's for $100 and this one's for $50, and it's for every $50 or $100 you spend, so you can get multiple items on one order if you're spending that amount. All right, so this one again, 5 inches by 1 1/4 inches. I want to show you how I created this little honeycomb. So I cut myself a circle the same size as I used for here. And I'm going to use the Hive 3D embossing folder. And this one is in the Jan to June mini catalog. And we just need to emboss this piece. So let me bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I just want to show you how to do this, because sometimes people get these embossing folders and it's a different type of sandwich, so it kind of gets everyone confused. So we're going to get rid of the thin die adapter and these clear plates. We don't need them. Base plate number 1. You take your 3D embossing folder, put whatever you want to emboss on the inside and place that down, and then you're going to take your number 4 plate, and this comes with your Snap and Cut and Emboss machine, and now you're going to run that through with the number 4 plate, and let's see the magic happen. There it is. Isn't that cute? I just had to use that for my little bumblebee. It just had to happen. All right. Okay, so now for this piece, we're going to bring out the color a little bit. So we're going to use our Bumblebee ink pad. Somewhere around here I have a sponge dauber. There it is. And I'm going to use Bumblebee ink to make this flower. So I'm also going to use it for this back piece. So just daub on here and take some of the ink off because I don't want so much yellow. And I'm just going to kind of cover this with some yellow. Okay, so now that is ready to put on the card. I'll put this in my little pile, my little collection of things that I need. And now I'm going to create my little, I'll create the flower next. How about, since I have the Bumblebee ink pad right here. So in the Hello Ladybug stamp set, there's this little flower right here. And I'm just going to ink it up and stamp it twice. And I checked, and our medium daisy punch, this little guy right here, matches this little flower. So I can kind of just center that little, the white center, and then give it a little punch. Come on out. And then I'll do the same thing for the other flower. And I'm going to layer these 2 flowers together to create one flower. All right. Put that aside. So for one of the flowers, I'm going to just curl the petals down, and the other flower, I'm curling them up with my bone folder because they're going to nest together. So the bottom flower with the ones curled up, I'll put a little dot of Tombow in the center. And then because I've curled them in opposite directions, they fit together really, really nicely. Makes it really easy to line everything up. So there is my little flower, and I'll use that in a moment. And now let's create the bumblebee. Okay, we'll need a body for the bumblebee. Whoops, it bounced right off of me. And we're going to need a little kind of a stinger for the bumblebee. It's a bumblebee butt. All right, so we're gonna actually use the wings for that. Okay, and to create that little stinger piece, we just need one of the wings. So you can set the other wing aside for another one. And we're gonna glue that one to the bottom to create that little butt in a second. All right, and then we're going to need to cut some stripes to put across here. So let me share with you how I did that. My trimmer is probably across, yes, it's across the way. Let me grab it. Okay, so this is the easiest way I found to do this. I've got a piece of Bumblebee cardstock, and it's about 2 inches across, And I'm going to cut a bunch of 1/4 inch strips. You'll need 3 of them. I'm just using this little guide on the side here. 3 little 1/4 inch strips. And I took a longer piece because it's easier to cut off of a bigger piece. So if you're making a bunch of bumblebees, this will create a bunch of stripes for them. Just sit there and cut a whole bunch of them, and then you'll be able to make a whole bunch in one sitting. We're going to take our little bumblebee body and put a little tombow across the neck like that. And we'll put our first little stripe across like that. And then we'll put the next stripe we're going to put on the bottom. So just put a little tombow on the bottom and then line it up, and then just try and make sure those 2 lines are parallel. And then the middle one, I'll just put a little stripe of tombow down the center, and then this one comes across like this. Now I've been trimming this off with scissors, but I just had a thought. Where's my punch? I wonder if I could fit everything in. I don't know how risky that would be to fit it in and give it another little punch. Let me have a look and see if this is a possibility. Because what you can do is now you can come along and trim off these edges on the back side. But I just had a thought here, and let's see if I can fit this in without too much difficulty, or if it's going to be difficult. Okay, if I feed this in and I line it up exactly, the one thing you have to be really careful is with the little antenna to make sure that they're fed in properly. Let's see if that will work. Oh, it did. How fun is that? Now I don't have to trim with scissors. All right. Okay, so now we want to create that little bumblebee stinger. So just put a little tombow on that wing piece that you cut earlier, and then just come along like this and add, I think I may have cut off a little bit of my antenna, but not too badly. So you can decide if you want to trim with scissors or go back and trim with your punch. Either one will work. Okay, so I like the little stinger thing, don't you? All right, so then the last thing to create the bumblebee, actually 2 more things, is I took a piece of vellum and I ran it through with a tasteful textile embossing folder, and it kind of creates this pattern that, I don't know, I think it kind of looks like a bumblebee wing. And so I'll take my punch one more time, and I'm going to punch my vellum and get some wings out of it. And then I'll put a little tombow right across here. And normally when you use tombow and vellum, it really kind of shows through, but because there's embossing on here, you can't really tell, you can't really see where the adhesive is. So that's kind of cool. So look at the little cute little wings. I just love that. All right, are you guys still with me? I know this is a long tutorial, but I wanted to share with you like different projects with it. So let's get the little eyes that I made earlier with the pearls. There's my little bumblebee. He's so cute. Okay, your eyes are crooked, Bumblebee. That's okay. We can have crooked eyes. Okay, so now let's put this little guy together. So we always start off with this strip that goes across the 5 and 1 1/4 inch strip. And we'll put that across like that. And then our honeycomb piece. can line that up. And once I got it lined up, I'm going to just press down because it's got so much texture on it. I want to make sure that it actually is adhering well. All right. And then we can take our little bumblebee and put a dimensional on the back and add him, her, and then I want to add a greeting down here, and I've got my flower right here, so I need to decide, let me just fold this up a bit, I need to decide where my flower is. Haven't attached it yet, and then I'm going to put my greeting, and this greeting also comes from the Special Moments stamp set, and this one is I Think You're Wonderful, just a really nice uplifting greeting. And then just add that down there, and then I'll take a dimensional, put it on the back, and we'll add the flower. Close that up. And to get this to tuck better, I'm gonna press down on there. Oh, isn't that cute? So cute. And then last but not least, if you want, you can add a pearl. And this time I'm gonna use the largest pearl. I got completely out of pearls. So I just had to reorder some of my pearl jewels. But put a largest one right there, and there you go. Isn't that like just so cute? I think you're wonderful. Just a little tip, when you're if you're gonna write something in this card, I would make sure that you write it in this top portion right here, so the person, well, unless you want to have your writing displayed down here, just make sure that you're writing in this upper portion right here or on the back side of right here, because you probably don't want that sitting out, because that way they can display their little card out there like that. It's so cute. All right, now let me just share with you, before we go, I want to share with you those boxes. All right, so these are the sweet little boxes, and they come in a package of 10. This is the easy button for making Valentine's packaging. And I want to share with you too that you can actually use these boxes to make a little thumb grip. What I would do first is I would line the top with a piece of paper. So I would choose this side right here, not the side with adhesive, to put your paper on, because you want this to wrap back. So this is going to be your top in my estimation. And so if you want to create a little thumb grip, here is my suggestion. And you can use a circle punch, which would be the easiest way. But if you don't have a circle punch and you're just getting the Ladybug Builder punch or the turtle punch, you can use either the hump right here or the circle part of the body right here to create a little thumb grip. So I'm just on this side, I'm going to make myself a mark, a centering mark right there. And then I'm going to just kind of make a mark, another mark about 1/4 of an inch down. Okay, I'm just eyeballing it. It's pretty easy to eyeball it. And then I'm going to come in right here and just make sure no other parts of your body. You can see right there, I've just got a little tiny bit of that circle showing, and it's just a little punch. So now I've got a little thumb grip to open my box up afterwards. And you have to do that before you put your box together. And I would put your paper on here first, because you can see with this one, I actually cut the paper as well. So I would put the paper on. If you forget at this point, glue your paper on and then go over it again on the back side, and then you can still get that curve shape. So these boxes are very easy to put together. You just fold along all the score lines, easy peasy. Your kids could do this. All right, and then this adhesive right here needs to be on the inside, so tuck these little bottom tabs in, and then this is going to fold together like that. So I just like to kind of keep it together. You don't need to put any adhesive on here because it's already on here. Peel this off, line it up, and then just press it down. The nice thing about these boxes is that they are food safe. So if you want to bake something and put them on the inside, or if you want to put like loose candy, like M&Ms or something, you could put that on the inside because they are food safe. They have like a kind of a glossy coating. All right, and so then you just close up your box like that. And decoration is very easy. This little piece of paper that I put on here measures 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. I made the ladybug in the same manner as I did this other ladybug. And then I used the greeting from the Hello Ladybug, where is it? You can bug me anytime. I just took a little piece of cardstock that was 3/8 of an inch wide, and I stamped my greeting on there, and then I cut off the ends to the correct dimension. And this is popped up on a regular dimensional, and this is a mini dimensional. For the Bumblebee, I did the same thing. I just cut a 2 3/8 by 3 3/8 piece of basic white, and I ran it through with a Hive 3D embossing folder, and then sponged it just like I did for the card, and then made the Bumblebee in the same way and used the same greeting as the ladybug because they're both bugs. For the turtle, same thing, a piece of 2 3/8 by 3 3/8 paper, punched the stamped and punched the turtle. This is some of this paper. It's called a Supple Shimmer, and this kind of has a greenish shimmer to it, so I used it on here. Afterwards I thought, you know what, it would have been cute just to even have like a pear pizzazz heart out of here. I used the since I was already using this die set for the heart that I used right here, I used the same die set to cut this little heart right there. And then I used the stamp set that matches this heart bundle, Sweet Conversations, and it has a Happy Valentine's Day in it. And I did the same thing. This is a 3/8 inch wide piece of basic white. I stamped on here, and then I cut off the edges. So these are like really super easy. You can put different things inside here. Here I put some, fits about 6 of the dove hearts, and then probably fit about 4 or 5 of the Hershey's hearts. Different things would fit in here. Hershey's nuggets would fit in here. Probably the little Kit Kat singles would fit in here, or you could put M&Ms in here. And so these would they just kind of make nice little boxes to match your note cards. So I hope you really liked that. I know this was a long video, but I wanted to share with you how to make 3 different types using our different punch bundles because they're so cute. The turtle card or the Bumblebee or Ladybug card, they don't necessarily have to be for Valentine's Day. They make great cards any time of year. And the Easel card, whether you make my more complicated version or the easy peasy version, they will be just great to send out to your friends and family. Don't forget, I will have a project sheet for you, and that will be mailed out on Saturday, but you need to be on my email list in order to get that. So make sure you subscribe down below. If you love this video, you want to see more of my videos in the future, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there's a little picture of me floating down below somewhere. If you click on that or the subscribe button, you will be able to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell so that you can get notified when I have a new video. All the supplies I use today are listed down below in the description of the video, but if you want a photo supply list, click over to my blog. It's the first link in the description, and it will take you over and you'll be able to see photos, still photos of what I did today, and so you'll be able to decide what you need still. If you would like to order from me, you can get one of my free with purchase tutorials. I've got about 80 tutorials to choose from, but this month I did a cute little candy envelope tutorial. You can make it out of designer paper or cardstock, and it also holds different types of Valentine candy. It looks like a little envelope, but it is 3D. I have many other Valentine's tutorials also to choose from, and those ones are free with a purchase. You need to spend at least $15. If you spend $50 though, then, or 50 or more, you will be able to get the celebration products or choose that I talked about earlier, or you can also get, if you use my host code, I'll show it to you up there. There it is. That's my January host code, and this month's host code is for the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. If you spend $50, I will send these to you in February. That will be my little gift. So you really get a lot of gifts this month if you spend at least $50. A tutorial, some iridescent rhinestone jewels, and a celebration reward from Stampin' Up! All right, I have done so much talking. I've tried to make it quick, but there's sometimes no way to make things quick if you want to show something well. So I apologize that this video is long, but I still want to say hello to all my friends who joined me live and hung in there right to the end. Hello, Pat. Oh, Pat is having physical therapy this morning. I hope it goes well. Good morning, Vera Blue. Are you cold this morning in Tennessee? I bet you it's not as cold as it is here in Boston, though. It is pretty cold. We didn't even walk outside this morning. We walked on the treadmill this morning. It was that cold. And I can only tell you how cold it was in Celsius, and that it was -20 with the wind chill. And yeah, I was not in the mood to walk outside this morning. Maybe later. Maybe it will warm up a little later and I'll get outside walking. Good morning, Birgit. Hello from Germany. Hello, Ellie. Oh, the wind chill is -15 Fahrenheit, and I have no clue what that is in Celsius. But that's cold. Hello, Linda from New York. I'm glad you're popping in. Pat says she loves the tutorial. Good morning, Janine. Good morning, Cindy from Washington. Good morning, Dee from Missouri, who loves the turtle card. Ellie thinks it's adorable. Janine thinks it's darling. Thank you, guys. Ellie says, great hint for getting better coverage with Night of Navy or similar. Yeah, I really found with the rough colored ink, the cardstock, I got better spots if I used a really dark ink. So you can cheat that way. No one will know you used Night of Navy except for me. Oh, and Birgit loves the different versions of the Ladybug. And Janine loves the Bumblebee. Aww. And Dee liked the idea of trimming the little stripes with a punch. Linda loves the tutorial. Thank you, guys. Oh, Birgit asked a really good question. Would they work with a regular card size too? Absolutely, you would. I use the note cards because they're so cute and adorable with our punch bundles. You would just change your dimensions just a little bit. Let me grab a piece of cardstock for you. Okay. While we're on here, I will show you. I will show you what to do. Okay, let me move over to here again. Okay, I've got a big mess. It's going to take me a while to clean up. So I'm just going to shove everything aside. So this is a normal size card. It is, well, I shouldn't say normal. It's normal for Stampin' Up. If you're a Stampin' Up person, this is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. So your score mark will be at the 4.25 inch mark. Let me get rid of my cutting blade. Let's go ahead and score at the 4.25 inch mark. Okay, so now we need to find the midpoint of 4.25 inches, which would be 2 1/8 inches. So 2 1/8, make sure I got it in the right spot. All right, so this would be my easy easel card, okay? If you wanted to do the more complicated version, you could do the same thing. You would take your circle. If you're using, maybe you would be using the largest circle, you would just center it when you're running it through, right? You just need to put it on the center mark. You wouldn't score it all the way then. But for my easy easel card, you just fold this in half. And then you're going to fold this other piece in half. All right. So you might need to switch out your dimensions a little bit now, because this little piece now is a little wider. So you could go with a piece that was 5.5 by maybe 2 inches or 1 3/4 inches if you wanted it to kind of be centered on here. And then this circle, you know, would still work. You're going to have a little bit more room to work with. You could also use the larger circle if you had like a larger image. Or the fun thing with this one too, since it's a little bit larger, you could probably also use one of these scallop circles and then, you know, like layer it up a little bit. So you could really have a lot of fun. This is like a really, probably one of the most basic, easy easel cards you can make. There's so many different types of easel cards, but this one is like the easy peasiest of them all, I think. All right, I hope that makes sense. I hope I just kind of winged the dimensions right there, Birgit. All right. Case says, you're amazing. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Terry. Cornelia says, hello, Cornelia. Love your easel cards and your ideas with the punches. Thank you for showing. Well, you're welcome, guys. I hope you have an awesome weekend. If you're on my email list, look for my project sheet coming to you tomorrow. And I will see you next week on Tuesdays and Fridays. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.